This is a multi-purpose tutorial on how to access the databases found on the Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library website and how to use one of the databases to begin a basic search. First, you will need to open your browser and log into the website. The web address is www.evpl.org. Once on the home page, you will need to look at the upper set of tabs and find the one labeled Research. Click on that, please. This will take you to the research page of the website. Now you're going to look under the title Online Research and click on Databases. Once on this page, you see that you have two options. You can browse the databases, or you can look over and see that there are options for the most popular databases that have been accessed over the last 30 days. Under Browse Databases, you will see that you have the option of looking through the databases for alphabetic sequence, if you already know the title of the database you want to use, or a category sequence. So just for reference, I'm going to click on Category Sequence and show you here that they are labeled by types or built into categories. So if you were looking for genealogy, you could click on the genealogy database. Homework help. You will see that there's language and learning and music and technology, all kinds of different databases. But we're going to go back to the second option, which was alphabetic sequence. So if you would click on that, you will notice now that we have a fairly substantial list of databases offered by the Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library system, all the way from novel lists to Overdrive, which is the downloadable ebooks at the library. We, though, are going to use a fairly common database called Academic Search Premier. It's multidisciplinary. It is fairly large, that it holds 4,500 journals, full text for more than 3,700 of those. So if you would go ahead and click on Academic Search Premier, it will take us directly to that specific database. Now this is the point where you do have to have either a free library card from the Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library System or the card that was issued to you through your high school or middle school, the Evansville-Vanderburgh School Corporation. So get that card out, flip it over on the back, and type in your library card number. Once you do that, hit Login, and then you will be redirected to the actual database. At this point, you are logged in, you have accessed the database. So the second part of this tutorial is to show you how to use this database to begin a basic search for information. Before you just click in here in this box and search for something, there are a few things you want to do to narrow your search. One I suggest is to always click on your full text box. That will guarantee that you get only full text articles and not just abstracts or short summaries of the articles. This is much more helpful when doing research. Secondly, I always go over here, especially if I'm doing current research, and I narrow down the dates of the publications. that I want to be able to access. You can narrow down if you would like periodicals, newspapers, books, primary sources. You can look for photographs on this page, but definitely make sure you click on your full text, mark your dates, and if a teacher has requested or if you're specifically looking for scholarly articles or peer-reviewed journals, this is the box you could check. Now we're ready to go to the top, and you want to start with your basic search topic. So today we are going to look for education for women in Afghanistan. And if you'll just type that in and click your search box, you will see that we have 44 different options. We have academic journals. You can scroll down and see that you have a periodical here. You have more academic journals. Over here on the side, I noticed that we have related images that you could pull up and look at that go with your topic. You could click on those and they would go to a different site. Here's our limit. Notice you could, if you wanted to, slide this scale and limit it even more, and it will automatically update for you. So at this point now, you're ready to just start looking through, browsing the different articles that are available to you. If you see one that looks like one that you might be able to use, then you just click on the article title, and you will see that you have an abstract that tells you what the article's about, which might help you decide if you want to go ahead and read. And you also then have the full text of the article. Once here, you could just click to add this to a folder. And now you'll notice you have a folder that has this article in it, so you can keep searching. At a point when you're done, you can just open your folder and see the documents that you have in there. And then you have some options. You can print what's in your folder, or my favorite option is just to email that to myself so that I have access to them when I am ready. So you now know how to access the databases through our Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library System, and a basic start to how to use one of those databases to begin a search for research or other opportunities.